Hello everyone, Monty here for Happy Lifestyle Living, and today I'm going to teach you how to make one of my favorite side dishes, which is mashed purple sweet potatoes. Now, purple sweet potatoes also called Stokes, and I buy them at Whole Foods. Probably can't find them at just regular grocery stores, but Whole Foods sells it. You may want to look around, see who else sells it in your area. What I like about it is it does taste slightly different than sweet potato, but not much. I mean, just a mild difference. I like them more because of the color. In reality, it just tastes like really good sweet potato. But the color just makes it so much more beautiful when you have people over for dinner and you make it as a side plate. Sometimes I take a little heart-shaped cookie cutter and I fill the mashed sweet potatoes into the cookie cutter on the plate, and then I pick it up and it makes a heart-shaped purple sweet potato. There's so many great things you can do with it. And I did just Google it, that purple sweet potato have the most antioxidants of any potato. So usually when something's a different color, it's got different phytonutrients. So I always love when I hear that something's healthier than something else. A lot of the purple vegetables have, I didn't read that about the sweet potato, but have resveratrol in it, natural, it's supposed to be a cancer-fighting chemical. They're using it now against cancer. So like purple cabbage, other purple vegetables as well. Purple cauliflower, all that. So kind of interesting to learn those things. So what I do first, and I'm going to tell you a little secret. What I do is I take a fork and I pork, I kind of stab the potato all over with the fork, but I do it in the sink because the purple potato, I just got some on my hands and it hasn't come off. It's like the beets. It stains your hands. You may want to wear gloves when you're doing it. And when you're poking it with the fork, put it down in the sink deep, because even some splattered all over my brand new Happy Lifestyle Living apron, and I don't know if it'll come out. That just stains your hands, it stains your clothes. So don't wear a white shirt, wear a dark shirt when you're doing it, and try to do it as far away from you when you're stabbing it, because that purple stuff will splatter everywhere from the potatoes. Just a little tip. So anyway, what I do is after I clean my potatoes when I come back from the supermarket anyway, and then I rinse them off again if it's a couple of days before I used them. I poke them with the fork, I put them on a non-stick baking pan, but I still put the parchment paper on top. It makes the cleanup a lot easier. And then what I do is I bake it in the oven at 400 degrees for about an hour and 10 minutes. Then what I'm going to do is let it cool for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I take the skin off and I mash it in a bowl. And I'll show you how I'll do that. And I add a little bit of sea salt and a garlic powder and a little pepper. And I don't use any cream. I keep adding water to make it more fluffy, and I mash it with a fork until it's all mashed up, or you can use a potato masher. And I'm telling you, it is so delicious, and people can't believe there's no milk in it or cream or anything. It's just no butter, all natural, absolutely delicious, and a great side dish, and so colorful. People will just be impressed if you make it when you have some people over. But nobody should be having people over right now because of Corona. But anyway, let's get started, and I'm gonna pop these in the oven, and when they come out, I'll show you what they look like, and then I'll let them cool, and I'll show you how I skin them and how I mash them up and make them into a creamy mashed potato without any butter or milk. Okay everyone, I just took the potatoes out of the oven. Usually at an hour, I set the timer for an hour, I poke it with a fork, and I make sure that they're all fully cooked, and they're very, very soft. Sometimes it takes longer. I never can figure that out. I was thinking today it was going to take longer because there are a lot of them, but it actually took an hour. Sometimes it takes an hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these cool, and then I'm going to show you how I just take off the skin and mash them in a bowl and add a little bit of water and add some sea salt, some garlic powder, some little pepper, and we'll have beautiful looking purple mashed sweet potato. That'll be a great dish. I'm prepping it today, but I'm actually gonna eat it tomorrow with my mom coming over for Christmas Day dinner, even though it's not our holiday, we get together. And it'll stay in the refrigerator for many days, all week actually, and you just put it in the microwave and heat it up, and it's delicious. So I'm going to turn the camera off when this is all cooled. About an hour later, I'll show you how I make the mashed potatoes. Okay guys, so the potatoes have been cooling for about an hour. I'm going to put some gloves on because I'm telling you, just from experience, when I do this with the purple, it dyes your hands, and then you'll be sitting there with a scrub brush trying to get the color off your hands, and then they won't come off. It's just not fun. So I use like these these food preparation gloves. I also use them when I go food shopping also. So I get a lot of use out of them. And what I do first, I'll take one of the bigger potatoes. I'm just gonna show you with one. You don't need to see me mash all these potatoes. But I just cut the ends off. If I can squeeze any out of there, any at the end I do, but typically I don't. I just cut the end off. I don't like to waste anything, but there's a little bit I can get out of here. And then what I just do is I just kind of take a knife and I get it started. And you can really use your fingers, or you can use the knife to take the skin off. The skin comes off pretty easy. Just pull the skin off and the brown parts, because I want it to look nice and beautiful. Just really, if it's cooked well, it just kind of crumbles right off. There you go, and I've got almost all the skin off. Okay, any little brown, and then I just take my knife and I kind of just, I don't want to get more skin in there. I take my knife and I kind of just slice it up before I put it in there. And it's nice to do it when it's still a little warm, because it seems to, it's still hot, so you have to be careful. If you don't wait at least an hour. Okay, so now that it's in the bowl, I'm just gonna show you how to do one. I just put it in the bowl, I add a little bit of water. And then you can use a potato masher. I don't know, I like to do things differently. I like to use a fork. And I find with the potato mashers, they just get all stuck in the masher. And it doesn't get stuck like in this big fork. And I just mash it. And it's gonna be, I want like kind of creamy and fluffy, not really thick. So as I'm mashing it, I see it needs more water, right? And for all these potatoes, I probably will use 2 or 3 large glasses of water. And then I'll just show you. Now I put enough water in this little bit to make it really soft, like creamy mashed potatoes, but without any milk and without any butter. And you can put, typically I'll put sea salt and garlic powder. I'm gonna wait until I put all of it in. Sea salt, garlic powder, a little pepper if you want, and it is so delicious. And look at this, guys. Look at the color of that beautiful, let's see if you can see it, the beautiful purple mashed sweet potatoes. It's that easy. And you can put as much or little water in as you want to make it as, you know, soft or thick, it's depending on what consistency you like. Some people are really particular about their texture. I hear that all the time. But anyway, so I don't think I need to show you how to do the rest. It's really easy to make. My mother and my dinner guests that have had this absolutely love purple sweet potato mash. Yeah, mashed purple sweet potatoes, excuse me. So if you haven't tried it, you must. You can also do this with regular sweet potato, the same thing. Just bake them the same way, skin them, mash them. People love mashed sweet potatoes, and they can't believe when they eat it that there's no sugar in it, that there's no milk, no butter. They're just blown away by it. So I hope you enjoyed today's video on how to make mashed sweet potato, mashed purple sweet potato.